Welcome to General Mathematics. So in this video, we're going to continue our discussion on the real-life applications of logarithmic functions. For example, number 3. According to the daily analytics, the number of persons infected by COVID-19 on April 18, 2020 is 6,087 people. How about how many days have passed if the reported number of cases increased to 13,434? Suppose that the relative growth rate factor is 0.02398. So this is our daily growth rate factor. So again, let us write down the equation or the formula for the increase. Kasi sabi natin dito from a 6,087 naging 13,000. So therefore, since this is an increase and since we're counting the number of people, sabihin natin that this is talking about the population of infected. Since we are given with a growth rate, a relative growth rate, K. So, ang gamitin natin is P is equal to P sub O times E raised to K times T. So, since increasing, then positive tayo. Positive K times T. So, what are the given? So, the given, we have here our future value, which is 13,434, our initial value, which is 6,087, our K, which is 0.02398, yung E, our constant, which is about 2.718, and we don't know the value of our time. So, what we need to do is to model an equation that will help us to solve for the time. So, let us now substitute our given equation with the given. So, we have here 13,434 is equal to 6,087 times E raised to 0.02398 times the time. So, we need to isolate our time. So, therefore, we need to eliminate all these other entities here, all these terms here. So, let us now first divide both sides by 6,087 kasi yun yung pinakamadaling ma-eliminate. 6,087. So, here we have here 13,434 divided by 6,087 is 2.206998,521 is equal to E raised to 0.02398 times T. So, since according to solving exponential equations, we need to look for the common base, then ano yung common base nitong dalawa? So, ng E and then 2.2 something. So, it is difficult to look for the common base. So, because these are both irrational. So, again, ano yung magiging common base nila? How do we look for the common base? So, it is difficult. So, pagpapalagay na lang natin na ang common base niya is either 10 or either the natural base E. So, therefore, we can write this down into logarithmic form. So, the logarithm of, or since E ang gamit natin dito, since mayroon tayong E, ang gamitin na lang natin is natural logarithm. So, the natural logarithm of 2.206998,521 is equal to the natural logarithm of E raised to 0.02398t. Okay, so, yan na natin. Ulitin natin. So, i-rewrite natin dito. So, natural logarithm of 2.206998,521 is equal to natural logarithm of E raised to 0.02398t. So, according to the laws of logarithm, we can expand this expression into 0.02398t times the natural logarithm of E. So, in our next videos, we're going to discuss the different properties and laws of logarithm. So, natural logarithm of 2.206998,521 is equal to 0.02398t times the natural logarithm of E. So, to isolate our t, we need to divide both sides by the natural by 0.02398 times the natural logarithm of e. Asa na yun? 0.02398 times the natural logarithm of e. So, maka-cancel out natin to. So, therefore, time is equal to the natural logarithm of 2.206998521 divided by 0.02398 times the natural logarithm of e. So, plug this in your calculator. So, ito yung model natin for the time. So, ito yung ating model for solving the value of time. So, when you plug this in your calculator, the time will be equal to 33.01 or approximately 33. So, since we define the time here as days, so this is 33 days. So, it will take 33 days to increase the number of infected to 13,434. So, you just construct a statement, a concluding statement. So, kayo na bahala kung paano nyo i-construct yung concluding statement niyo. As long as tama yung answer nyo. Okay, so example number 4. The half-life of a radioactive carbon-14 is 5,730 years. So, how old is an artifact that contains 12% of its original carbon-14? So, this is a half-life problem. So, alam naman natin na meron tayong pwede natin gamitin yung equation na half-life is A is equal to A sub O times 1/2, since this is half-life, raised to the time interval divided by the unit of time, or the half-life, 5,730 years. Or we can use A is equal to A sub O times E raised to, since this is decay, negative KT. So, tignan natin kung anong value, kung pareho lang ba yung value ng time kapag sinolve natin siya into this, using this one and using this one. So, ito munang unahin natin. So, mas simple dito. So, A is equal to A sub O times 1/2 raised to T divided by the defined unit of time. So, ano yung given natin? So, given, we have here A, yung future amount of our substance, of our carbon-14 is equal to the 12% of its original amount. So, that is our future value, 12% of our original. So, although wala tayong given dito na number mismo, since stated naman sa problem that after some interval of time, the amount is 12% of the original. So, that is the value of our A. So, A sub O, hindi natin alam. So, 1/2 and T, we don't know the T. And our half-life is 5,730 years. So, let us look for the model that will solve for our time interval. Substitute our given. So, A, instead of A, we can use 12% of A sub O is equal to A sub O times 1/2 raised to T divided by T. 5,730 na pala to. So, pinalitan na natin. Okay, so 5,730 years. So, eliminate natin para matira lang si T. So, una, meron tayong A sub O. So, tanggalin natin si A sub O. So, since both sides contains A sub O, then, matatanggal si A sub O in both sides of the equation. So, 12% or just simply 0.12 is equal to 1/2 raised to T divided by 5,730. So, since mahirap din hanapan ng ng common base, so we can use the logarithm. So, log of, you can use natural logarithm or just the common logarithm. So log of 0.12 is equal to the log of 1 half raised to t divided by 5,730. So expanding this expression, we have log of 0.12 is equal to t divided by 5,730 times the logarithm of 1 half. Okay, so i-rewrite natin dito. Ano na ngayon? Okay, so log of 0.12 is equal to t divided by 5,730 times the logarithm of 1 half. So, cross multiply. Kasi gusto natin matira si t. So, cross multiply natin. So, we have here 5,730 times the logarithm of 0.12 is equal to t times the logarithm of 1 half. Divide both sides by the logarithm of 1 half para matanggal siya at matira si t. Yan. So, divide both sides. So, therefore, t is equal to 5,730 log times the logarithm of 0.12 divided by the logarithm of 1 half. So, this is the model to solve for t. So, you can now plug this in your calculator to solve for the value of t. So, now t is equal to 17,000. Wait lang. 17,527.46, and since we define the time in years, so therefore this is 17,526.46 years, or approximately 17,527 years. So to conclude, the artifact is about 17,527 years old. So yan, if the amount of carbon-14 is remaining is 12% of the original value. So the artifact is 17,527 years old. So let us solve this using A's of O. A is equal to A's of O times e raised to negative kt. So in this case, we need to look for k and we need to look for t. So yan. So ilagay natin dito yung given. So ang given natin dito is a. Ito na lang. So a is equal to 12% of its original. And then ang known lang naman dito is, ayan, di ba, si E is about 2.718. And then, yung T, which is 5,730. So, we don't know the time. And we don't know the relative growth rate factor. So, in order for us to solve for the time, we need to solve for the relative growth rate factor. And to solve for the relative growth rate factor, we use this half-life as the value of our time. Yan. And then, wag nyo munang gamitin itong 12%. So, ito lang ang gagamitin natin, yung half-life. And then, the fact that every half-life, nangangalahati yung value ng ating original amount. So, therefore, every 5,730, the value will be 1/2 of the original. So, every 5,730. So, therefore, itong natin, instead of using A, we plug in 1/2 of A sub O. So, to solve for K. So, ito, palitan natin. Solving for K. So, ito, papalitan natin to, papalitan natin to nitong value na to. So, 1/2 A sub O is equal to A sub O times E raised to negative times K, And yung time natin dito is 5,730. So, this is after 5,730 years, yung value natin will be 1/2 of the original. So, times 5,730 years. So, therefore, we have here 1/2 a sub o is equal to a sub o times e raised to negative 5,730 times k. So, ang gusto nating hanapin is yung value ni k. So, we need to eliminate other terms from this side. So, divide by a sub o. So, since both contains a sub o, eliminate si a sub o from both sides. So, 1/2 is equal to e raised to negative 5,730 times k. Okay, so we can now express this in the logarithmic form, logarithm. So natural logarithm, since yung isang natin is e, natural logarithm of 1/2 is equal to the natural logarithm of e raised to negative 5,730k. And then expanding this expression, we have natural logarithm of 1/2 is equal to negative 5,730 times k times the natural logarithm of e. So, divide both sides by negative 5,730 times the natural logarithm of e, so that we can eliminate this from this side. So, k is equal to the natural logarithm of 1/2 divided by negative 5,730 times the natural logarithm of e. So, plug this in your calculator. You will get that the value of k is, wait lang. So, the value of k, or the relative growth rate factor, is equal to 0.0001 and 0.0001 20968. So, this is our growth rate factor. So, going back to our original. Ayan. So, going back to our original. Wait lang. So, maglagay na lang tayo ng another slide. So, sabi natin, a is equal to a of o times e raised to negative k times t. So, yung given natin is that yung a is equal to 12% of the original, and then e is 2.718, and then we already solved for the value of k, where k is equal to, ang tawag dito, k is equal to 0.0001 20968. And then, we need to look for the value of t. So, we don't know the value of t. So, dito, ang gagamitin na natin is the given dun sa problem. So, nakikita nyo, hindi na natin gagamitin si half-life kasi dun sa, natin, in solving for k, yun na yung ginamit natin na time. So, in this problem, using this equation, mas mahaba yung solution natin. Excuse me. So, let us now substitute this equation and look for the solution for t. So, we have here, sabi natin, a is equal to a sub o times e raised to negative kt. So, since a is equal to 12% of our original, so palitan natin to ng 12% of our a sub o is equal to a sub o excuse me, times e raised to, ano yung value ni k, which yung value ni k is 0.0001 20968 times t. So, divide both sides by a sub o. So, dinivide natin para ma-eliminate natin yung mga terms, to isolate natin, para ma-isolate din natin si t. So, divide both sides. So, since both sides contains a sub o, then may eliminate natin si a sub o from both sides. So 12 is the same as 0.12. So ilagay na lang natin 0.12 is equal to e raised to negative 0.000120968 times t. And we can now express this in the logarithmic form. So the natural logarithm of 0.12 is equal to the natural logarithm of e raised to negative 0.000120968 times t. And expanding this, we have natural logarithm of 0.12 is equal to negative 0.000120968 times the natural, times t, times the natural logarithm of e. So, to isolate t, to solve for t, we need to divide both sides by negative 0.000120968 times the natural logarithm of e. So, both sides, 0.120968 ln of e. So, therefore, ma-eliminate natin to and ito. So, another slide. Pasensya nyo na, malaki kasi ang sulat ko. Yan. So, ln ay t is equal to the natural logarithm of, ano na nga yung value natin? 0.12 divided by negative 0.000120968 times the natural logarithm of e. So plug this in your calculator, so you'll see that the answers would be the same. So ln natural logarithm of 0.12 is equal to, then divided by negative 0.000120968 ln of e. Asa na yun? Okay. Is equal to, so t is equal to 17,527. So, yan. So, as you can see, or about 17,527. And the unit of time is years. So, as you can see, yung answer dito, which is 17,527, is just the same as our answer dun sa, yung isang ginamit natin yung, ito. So, yan, 17,527 years. So, you can use either of the, so, i-state ko na lang siguro dun sa, dun sa activity, sa problem ninyo, kung alin yung gagamitin ninyo para mas para pare-pareho yung process na gagawin ninyo. So, last example. So, our last example, a scientist had recently discovered a new type, a new type of metal compound. So, they have roughly 15 grams of this compound, which has a half-life of 16 hours. About how long will it take for the substance to decay to a mass of 0.06 grams? So, yan. So, we can use, since wala tayong given na rate, we don't know the rate. So, we can just use yung isang, natin, yung a is equal to a sub o times e raised to negative kt to solve for the value of times, because we can solve for the k. Or we can solve for the value of our growth rate factor. So, sulat natin dito, a is equal to a sub o times e raised to negative k times t. So, yung given natin, ang given natin dito is, we have here, yung a is equal to 0.06 grams, yung a sub o is equal to 15 grams, and then, yung t is equal, yung half-life is equal to 16 hours. And then, we don't know the k and we don't know the value of t. So, we need to solve first for the value of k. So, therefore, wag muna natin isipin tong ibang given. So, ito lang muna tayo. So, k, itong half-life, and then the fact that every half-life, nangangalahati yung ating original value. So, for solving for k, so every half-life, so every 16, we know that every 16 hours, yung a natin is equal to 1/2 of the original value. So, therefore, in our equation, a is equal to a sub o times e raised to negative kt, we can substitute a with our, ayan, ito, 1/2 a sub o. So, 1/2 a sub o is equal to a sub o times e raised to negative k, and our time here is the half-life. So, times 16 hours. So, divide both sides by a sub o. So, we'll have here, so natin dito. So, 1/2 is equal to e raised to negative 16 times k. So, we can now express this into logarithmic form. So, express that is solving for k pa rin to. Solving for k. So, express that in logarithmic form. So, we have natural logarithm of 1/2 is equal to the natural logarithm of e raised to negative 16 times k. So, expand this equation. So, we'll have natural logarithm of 1/2 is equal to negative 16k times the natural logarithm of e. And then, divide both sides by negative 16 times the natural logarithm of e. So, ma-cancel out natin dito si negative 16 and si ln of e para matira si k. So, k is equal to natural logarithm of 1/2 divided by negative 16 times the natural logarithm of e. So, k, our relative growth rate factor is equal to, natural logarithm of 1/2 divided by natural logarithm of e. So, our growth rate factor is equal to, asan na yung pen? So, 0.0433 216 0.04332168. That is our growth rate factor. So, let us now plug this into our original given. So, yung given natin, again, so dito yung equation natin, a is equal to a sub o times e raised to negative kt. So, ang given natin, yung a is 0.06 grams, a sub o is equal to 15 grams, e is equal to 2.718, and then k, tawag dito, yung k natin, we calculated it and resulted to 0.04332168, and then we need to look for the value of the time. So, time required to reduce our substance to 0.06 grams. Okay, so substitute our equation. So, a is equal to 0.06 is equal to 15 times e raised to 0.04332168 times t. So, divide both sides by 15. So, we'll have 0.06 divided by 15 is equal to 4 times 10 raised to negative 3 is equal to e. So, this should be negative kasi half-life. So, multiplied by negative. So, e raised to negative 0.04332168 times t. So, we can now express this into logarithm. So, the natural logarithm of 4 times 10 raised to negative 3 is equal to the natural logarithm of e raised to negative 0.043321698 times t. Okay, so let's add a new slide. So the natural logarithm, nasaan na tayo? The natural logarithm of 4 times 10 raised to negative 3 is equal to the natural logarithm of e raised to negative 0.043321 698. Sorry. So, 698 times t. So expanding this, we have natural logarithm of 4 times 10 raised to negative 3 is equal to negative 0.043321698 times t times the natural logarithm of e. So to isolate t, divide both sides by negative 0.043321698 times the natural logarithm of e. So maka-cancel out natin to. So therefore, ayan, wait lang. Sulat ko muna. T is equal to the natural logarithm of 4 times 10 raised to negative 3 divided by negative 0.043321698 times the natural logarithm of e, and then plug this in your calculator. Then you'll find that it will be equal to divided by negative 0. So it will take about yeah, so the time will be equal to 127.45 or approximately 127. And since we define our time in days or in hours, therefore 127 time is equal to approximately 127 hours. So to write your final answer, so just write a concluding statement. Sabihin na natin that to reduce the amount to 0.06 grams, it will take 127 hours, or it will take 127 hours to reduce 15 grams of the compound to 0.06 grams of the substance. So in our next video, we're going to discuss the different properties and laws of logarithms, which will help us in solving logarithmic equations. Okay, so see you in our next video.